At his MAGA rally tonight, President Trump says Iran is a different country today after he pulled the U.S. out of the Obama-era nuclear deal. Let's bring in Republican Senator Cory Gardner from Colorado, who sits on the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
A huge issue, obviously, is Iran. There are reports Senator Paul has appealed to President Trump to allow him to sit down with the Iranian foreign minister. Your thoughts on the president's comments tonight on Iran and about that possibility of Rand Paul being an envoy?
Well, look, just last year under the Obama-Iran nuclear deal, Iran had a patient pathway to a nuclear bomb. I think we have made it very clear that we are not going to stand for a nuclear Iran. We're going to continue putting maximum pressure on Iran until it gives up its nuclear program, until it stops threatening the world with terrorism, until it stops killing Americans in the Middle East through its proxies and equipment. So I think in that respect, we are standing up to Iran, and this is a new day as it relates to Iran. As it relates to some of the Caddyshack diplomacy that may have unveiled itself over the weekend, I'm not quite sure what to think of it.
This is now day 4 of President Trump's feud with the group of freshman lawmakers known as the Squad, Ocasio-Cortez, Omar, Tlaib, and Presley. Here's how the president described them this evening.
These left-wing ideologues see our nation as a force of evil. The way they speak so badly of our country. They want to demolish our Constitution, weaken our military, eliminate the values that built this magnificent country.
Senator, is that criticism fair?
Well, I think what is fair is criticism directed toward their beliefs that they need and support policies that fundamentally change this country. Ideas that are rooted sometimes in socialism, sometimes very much against the free market and capitalism. I've heard comments by at least some of them that they believe our men and women who are trying to secure our borders are running concentration camps. That is not constructive for this country. It's simply not true either. We need to support our men and women in law enforcement, support those who are trying to secure our border. We need to defend this country's capitalism and free market systems and uphold this Constitution and the values of freedom, liberty, and opportunity that make us great. And what I continue to hear from too many in the House of Representatives are ideas that it would fundamentally change the direction of this country.
Another issue you're fighting for is obviously a permanent extension of the 9/11 benefits for our first responders who ran into those buildings on 9/11 and were there for months after. Take a listen to Jon Stewart this evening, and I'll get you to react.
You know, there's some things that they have no trouble putting on the credit card, but somehow when it comes to the 9/11 first responder community, the cops, the firefighters, the construction workers, the volunteers, the survivors, all of a sudden, man, we got to go through this.
Senator, how do you get this across the finish line?
You know, we have 73 sponsors in the United States Senate on the Victims' Compensation Fund bill, the 9/11 bill. That is more than enough to overcome a filibuster. That's more than enough to overcome a veto. It's not going to be vetoed. This will pass, and it will become law. And so I admire the work that so many have put into this. But I particularly admire the work of every first responder who went toward the danger, who breathed in the toxins on that morning when America went to war against terrorism.
Then there's a relocation of much of the Bureau of Land Management from Washington to west of the Rockies. Why is that a smart move?
Yeah, look, 245 million acres of land managed by the Bureau of Land Management. 99% of those acres are west of the Mississippi River. It just makes sense to have the management, the decisions, the directors also west of the Mississippi River. And I can think of no better place than Grand Junction, Colorado. It's a western slope county. 70% of the county is held by public, either the federal government or the state government. So to have these decision makers local in the communities where their decisions will impact the most, I think it will result in entirely better decision making.
Senator Cory Gardner, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Mike. Thanks.